Hi. This is a rarity these days. This is gonna be the shot because I don't feel like covering up, and I'm sure you don't feel like looking at my nipples. So, but yeah, I turned this light on earlier because Audrey was playing around in here and she said something about it being too dark or something. I don't know. That's what I interpreted it as, and it, at the very least, didn't seem to anger her. So, no, she's gotten a lot better about me lately. Even like seeking me out. I let her know it was okay to like come on in whenever she wanted to, and she's been taking that liberty, which is fine. It really, really is. I meant it when I told her, and all that good stuff. Um, but yeah, that's been a consistent highlight of the last few days. Her getting more and more comfortable with me, or at least being willing to show me that she is. Because I don't think she's ever really not liked me. I think for a little while I was associated with um, the person that would stop her from doing stuff she's not supposed to do, where mom and dad would just sit across the room and ask her to stop. So I was just associated with no fun allowed. But she's getting better. Continue playing Bravely Default today. You know, I thought I was getting close to an ending. I know how RPGs are with here's the ending, no it's not. Um, but boy howdy, uh, this is the biggest. What do you mean it's not over? I think I've ever experienced with RPGs. Just as far as I didn't expect it to stop cold. Um, I was still missing two jobs, so I knew there was more. Um, I know what one of them is, so I just figured there was a last little area that was going to open up. And then the game threw the point of no return at me, and I'm like, alright, screw it. I'm ready to be done with this. Wrong. Very wrong. Very wrong. No spoilers, because I've gone this far without knowing anything about this game, so maybe someone else has too, and they want to get into it. But if there was if there was an end in sight, it's gone now. I can try to do some Horizon comparison, as in like the physical feature and not the game. But boy howdy, not that I'm upset, mind you. No, yeah, not that I mind at all. I'm glad, however, that I did attempt to shoot for the ending, um, because we'll just say the new area or whatever is great for grinding without much oversight needed, and what I formerly thought were the in-game areas were not very good for such. So I've really just been tearing through rent, maxing out jobs, and that's fun. I like watching numbers go up, and I'm curious. A lot of these games have like a penultimate job, and it seems like the first job in this one is that because like I don't know to what scale. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Never mind. It's a crumb from something I ate last night. Little apple pie thing, except it was a cherry pie and it didn't taste like anything. Which is not to say it was offensive, because it just kind of tasted like glazed pastry, and it was a piece of glaze. Is the point I was getting to. Anyway, yeah, the basic job, which is freelancer, um, has like its class ability is stats increase based on how many other jobs you've maxed out. Um, so it'll be interesting to see just what that scaling is. it's kind of really made me want to attempt to revisit 3. I don't think I'll do it right away. I don't think I could handle those two back to back. And 3 is going to be a bit more hands on, considering there's no auto battle. Also, another nice thing about Bravely Default that I have not mentioned yet for some reason, there's fast forward in it. Like, you can do 2 times and 4 times the speed. So, like, that makes. There's that, and you can change the encounter rate. So, like, you can leave it at its base, which is hardly anything on the overworld and a solid amount in dungeons. Um, you could half that, which I haven't played around with enough to know the difference. You can turn them completely off. You could turn them on twice as much, which makes overworld encounters about as consistent as dungeon encounters, and dungeon encounters just slightly more consistent. And then you can jack it up to what it calls double. Um, but I think overworld battles scale a lot harder than just double, because it's like overworld and in dungeon have the same frequency, and it is frequent. But when most of them can auto battle at 4 times speed, they're over in like 10 seconds. And so it's just like, alright, battle, look down for a second. Alright, I need to click through this fucking victory theme because it's driving me insane. I did the same thing when I was playing, God, a lot of RPGs, honestly, but the one that specifically comes to mind is when I sat down and played Final Fantasy 13 a few years ago, back in 2017, I think. Um, I would very often get distracted after finishing a battle, and despite that victory theme, if that's what you want to call it, being very ambient, it's still only like a 13-second loop. I, I almost said why that number, because that's the yeah. Anyway, Final Fantasy 13. It's like a really short loop, and I would get distracted for like 5-10 minutes at a time, and then I'd just look up and be like, "Good God, this needs to stop." And that's kind of where Bravely Default is. The victory music's fine, but it's like literally a 7-second loop or something close to that. So it can run up your nerves real quick. But anyway, I'm tired. I'm gonna finish this bottle of water, which is why I'm sitting up, and go to bed. I hope you've enjoyed the top of my head and nose. Good night. I'll catch you all tomorrow.